Love-inspired suspense and HarlequinAudio present Double Protection Duty by Sharon Dunn, performed by Marisa Blake. But though he cause grief, yet will he have compassion according to the multitude of his mercies. Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 32. For Charlotte, so glad you are in my life. 1. Raina McCord felt the small, soft hand in hers for only a second before 3-year-old Austin ran ahead of her. He chased his twin brother Beacon toward the elevator that would take them back up to the surface after having toured Wind Cave National Park. The boys had been so excited to come here. It was a beautiful day, unseasonably warm for October in South Dakota. And she'd loved seeing their excitement as they'd toured the vast underground network of cave passages. Now it was time to head back up and get the boys something to eat. Raina narrowed in on Austin's dark head bobbing up and down as she tried to catch up with him. "Boys, wait for me, please," she called. A crowd had already gathered at the elevator doors, though they had just closed, transporting the first group from the cave to the visitor center. An adult stepped in front of Raina, blocking her view of Austin. She pushed her way through, spotting Austin's dark head, but Beacon was nowhere in sight. She took a few steps and bent forward, cupping Austin's shoulder and speaking into his ear. "Where did your brother go?" Austin pointed. "He got on the elevator." Raina's heart beat a little faster as she stared at the closed door. Being separated from the boy who'd been her charge for the last 9 months made her anxious. Ever since their widowed father, her best friend, Kenyon Graves, had been presumed dead, she'd been the twins' legal guardian. Kenyon had since returned home amidst many tears of joy. She glanced over her shoulder to look for Kenyon. She couldn't see him. He must have been pushed back by the crowd. The elevator doors had closed just seconds before. It would take a while for them to travel the 108 feet to the surface. She prayed that Beacon would know to wait for them by the elevator doors. A warm hand pressed on her back. "What's going on?" She turned to face the twins' father. Kenyon had the same dark hair and blue eyes as his son's. Her throat had gone tight from panic. "Beacon got on the elevator with the first group. He probably thought we were behind him." Kenyon's only reaction was a slight lift of his eyebrow. "I'm sure he'll stay put once he realizes we didn't get on too." She appreciated his calm response, which helped douse her fear. His steady reaction was probably a habit that came with his job as a detective for the Plains City PD. Only she could pick up on the slight waver in his voice that suggested he was more worried than he let on. Being able to read Kenyon came from years of them having been friends. She'd been ready to step in and raise his boys, despite the shock and grief she'd faced upon being told her friend was gone. 9 months ago, Kenyon had been in an explosion while investigating a gun trafficking ring that was moving stockpiles of weapons across South and North Dakota. His body wasn't found, and he was presumed dead. His will had stipulated that she would become guardian to his children, and she'd started the paperwork to adopt the twins. Over a month ago, Kenyon had surfaced, only with no memory of what had happened or who he was. Work with a memory specialist had rehabilitated him to a degree from the trauma-induced amnesia. He continued to have blank spots in his memory that she tried to help fill in, and he was still readjusting to the life he had before the explosion. She tried to remain calm. "He'll probably ask a ranger for help once he gets out of the elevator." Beacon was a smart kid, but the boys were just shy of 4 years old. So young. She combed her fingers through her long red hair. "I talked with the boys about this sort of thing, what to do if they ever got separated from me. He'll know to wait for us." Did she sound like she was trying to convince herself that everything would be all right? Austin tugged on her shirt hem. She turned and took his hand, holding it tight. Kenyon moved in closer to her as the crowd.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?